Alabama's got players declaring for the NFL draft. You got guys making a full court press to get Carmani McClain to sign with the Crimson Tide, among other things. But you know what? We're rocking and rolling. Hottest show on the streets here, bringing you your Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Savion Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. And we're bringing you the show from the Magic City of Birmingham on a Wednesday hump day, streaming this to you on YouTube. And speaking of the channel, go ahead right now, hit that subscribe button, smash subscribe right now. Get every friend, every family member, diehard Bama fan, casual Bama fan, consumer of Tide football to subscribe, because if you are feeling the content, they will also. Don't forget to like the show. Leave a like on the show. Give us a thumbs up, run those likes up right there. Trying to hit 50 likes out the gate right now. Appreciate the support. They're coming from you guys. At Daily Super Chat Go, $100. Daily Super Chat Go, $100 right there. All donations welcome and appreciated. Also, be sure to turn those notifications on. Hit that little bell so you can get all the information, all the updates, missing nothing here on your Crimson Tide. For those of you that have been enjoying the time slot here of 6 p.m. Central, where the show is concerned, we're having a new time slot now. You can catch In My Own Words every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6:30. That's 6:30 p.m. Central Time. You're still getting In My Own Words, but just 6:30 p.m. Central instead of the usual 6 p.m. On Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Just wanted to let you know that right there. But want to hear from you, the passionate fans of Bama football. You can do this by calling 205-448-1358. The number to call in to let your voice be heard on the channel, 205-448-1358. And one more time, 205-448-1358. But John, dive into topic number one here of the conversation. Bama had 5 draft-eligible juniors to declare for April's event. For those 5 names, you look at Bryce Young, Will Anderson, Jahmyr Gibbs, Brian Branch, and Eli Ricks. And 4 of the 5 names we all pretty much can agree with. I mean, we can agree with Bryce Young and Will Anderson. Both of those two will be top 3 to top 5 picks. Either one of those two could be the number 1 overall pick. We agree with Jahmyr Gibbs. Can very well be a top 20, top 25 pick as a versatile running back, versatile offensive player. Some draft boys even have Gibbs as a top 15 pick. We can even agree on Brian Branch, the way he played in the Sugar Bowl. 14 tackles, a few of those for loss, couple of pass breakups, a sack, an interception, played his way up into the first round. But the one that kind of gives us concern is Eli Ricks, of whom declared on Tuesday, made it known on social media, Twitter, putting his name in the hat there for the 2023 NFL Draft. And Ricks, a talented young man at 6'2", 190 pounds from California, was a 5-star in the 2020 recruiting cycle. We know at first he spent time at LSU in 2020. Freshman All-SEC, freshman All-American guy, 4 interceptions that year. The following season, 2021, Ricks had the shoulder injury, missed 10 games, could not put enough tape there from LSU in that 2021 campaign, decides to transfer to the Crimson Tide. And we all saw how in the spring, he looked good in the spring, had a really good spring game. Unfortunately, he had a bit of an injury there coming over from LSU, and he did not play much of this season. Did not play the first beginning of this season. Did not even start until the Mississippi State game. And he goes out there against the Bulldogs. He has the 4 pass breakups, but after that matchup, didn't really do much of anything else, but has decided to put his name in the hat for the draft. And for a lot of us, we are asking the question, did Eli Ricks make the right choice? Did he make the right move? Did he make the right decision? Now, ultimately, the decision is his, right? We can all speculate. We can all have our opinions. Free country, freedom of speech. We can all have our viewpoint of what he did. Was it right? Was it wrong? No one knows, except for Mr. Ricks, what is his financial situation in terms of his family. What is that personal situation in terms of his family? Nobody else knows that better than him. So at the end of the day, he is going to make that decision, but we can all have a conversation about, was this the right move? Was this the best move? Was this the decision in creating that value for himself? And Coach Saban is one to always say, how do you create that value? By playing football. How do you create that value? By stacking up consistent tape, consistent games, consistent performances on top of each other so the NFL scouts and these evaluators can see you. They can see you, they can watch you, they can take notes, they can track and chart the progression. And for Eli Ricks, in terms of just this season, scouts were not able to chart that progression. They were not able to stack that trajectory in terms of the game film. Why? Because you didn't see Eli Ricks until the back half of the season. And even with the back half of the season, you only saw him big time in one game? And that was against Mississippi State, the 4 pass breakups. And, this is the same Eli Ricks that prior to the season, he posted words of affirmation in the bathroom, or in his bathroom at the University of Alabama, where the words of affirmation on the mirror, a few of those words were, him wanting 5+ interceptions, 20+ pass breakups, being a top 10 NFL draft pick, being first team All SEC, first team All American, top Jim Thorpe Award winner, college football playoff national champion. All of these things he put down as goals for himself. He accomplished none of those. So just for the simple fact of wanting to accomplish the goals you set for yourself, that should make you want to come back for another year of schooling. Just that by itself. I'm not even getting into wanting to have a whole year healthy to play, a whole year of game tape to put together to show the scouts that you are a top 10 pick, a top 10 value, a top 10 guy. But just the fact that you can prove accurately, prove true, prove right on the words, on the goals that you had set for yourself. And Ricks did not do that in this past season right here. So him making the move to put his name in the hat, was it the right move? Was it the best move? I don't think it was. I don't think so. I think him doing this, he's missing out on top 10 money. He's missing out on first-round money. He's missing out on having that contract for the NFL structured the way he would like it to be structured. This to me is the Savion Smith effect. I mean, you go back to 2018 where Savion, much like Ricks, started off his career at LSU, former 5-star Savion was. Smith took the JUCO route. Then he comes to Alabama, and in 2018, Savion had a good year when he had 60 tackles, 4 pass breakups, couple of interceptions, including a pick 6, but, didn't have the year that would regard him as a first-round pick. And he got hurt in the national championship game against Clemson, and so many people got into Savion's ear and kept telling him, hey, man, you're going to be second rounder. You're going to be late first rounder. You're going to be third rounder. You're going to be a high pick, man. Go. And Savion, listen to that, goes out for the draft, and the brother went undrafted. Went undrafted, listening to everybody else except for Coach Saban and his gut feeling telling him, I'm not ready to come out. I'm not ready to come out. I don't have the tape worthy enough to come out. I don't have the consistent performances put together worthy enough to come out. because these scouts, these evaluators, they're looking at your full body of work from start to finish. And Eli Ricks, as talented as he is, and he's gifted, absolutely. He's crazy athletic, absolutely. He just does not have the full body of work. He doesn't have it right now. And because he doesn't have it right now, and he's putting his name in the hat, he's missing out. Top 10 first-round money. He's missing out on that. He could be a middle second-round guy, maybe even an early second-round guy, depending on how does he test in the combine. But him coming back, he could have made a lot of money. I equate this to another guy. Remember, Patrick Surtain II could have came out after he could have came out early on, but Surtain comes back. What does he do in 2020? He has 12 pass breakups and at the team, has an interception that year in 2020. I think he was, according to Pro Football Focus, he shut down his side of the field. And what happens, Surtain secures that bag, ends up going first round, number 9 overall, top 10 pick in the 2021 draft to the Denver Broncos. And Surtain is headed to the Pro Bowl this year because of the success that he had this season here for Denver. So for Ricks, I understand his decision, but I just do not think he's put together enough body of work to have this happen. But it is what it is. In terms of the guy that could replace him, when you talk about spring ball for Alabama, and more importantly next season, you've got Terrion Arnold in here, and you got Earl Little Jr. in here. And Earl Little, whose father played in the NFL, Earl Little, who was coached by Patrick Surtain Sr. down there, American Heritage High School in South Florida. Earl Little's got really good feet. Really good feet, quick footwork. He's been trained to be a top-tier corner, not just at the collegiate level, but in the future at the NFL level. And Earl Little tweeted out, shortly after Ricks declared, he tweeted out, "It's my turn." So, going to be very intriguing watching Earl Little Jr. in this cornerback competition, opposite Kool-Aid McKinstry. And then when you look at Terrion Arnold, he played quite a bit 2022 season, including several starts. I know Eli Ricks ultimately took the job from Terrion. I think Coach Saban wanted to see Arnold learn the defense a bit more. Another guy that's gifted athletically, got the wingspans, got the length, got the ball skills, can cover. Just wanted to see Terrion learn the defense a bit more. So you got these two that are going to be battling it out to replace Eli Ricks at the other corner spot opposite Kool-Aid McKinstry. But I know ultimately it's Ricks' decision, but I just do not think he put enough into his bag security-wise to make him that first-round value. I just think he's leaving a lot here on the table. But we take our first break here on the show. Don't touch that dial. Just getting started. When we get back, I want to go to you. What do you think about Eli Ricks' decision? What do you think about Ricks' decision, Bama fans? Do you think he made the right move? Did he leave money on the table? What do you think? We get to your phone calls and your discussions after this.
What's up, Bama Nation? This is Rudy Griffin, former Alabama defensive lineman, and you're listening to my guy, Savion Smith, in my own words, brought to you by Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Roll Tide, roll!
9 players have teamed up and released the Alabama Team Paper, which is a video yearbook they've put out for sale direct to fans. Now, for the first time, small dollar purchases from the fans can support the players as a group as well as a great cause, because $1 of every subscription payment is donated to the Boys and Girls Club of America. Be a 5-star fan base and support your team and a great cause with Team Paper. Check it out at teampaper.com/Alabama.
Remember the taste of Grandma's delicious sweets? Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes brings back those precious memories with just one bite. Each cake made from scratch. They make the perfect dessert to share with family and friends for any occasion, and ordering is easy. Visit emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Click the online store and shop. Then pick up your fresh cake at the kitchen in downtown Homewood. Order yours online at emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes, making memories from scratch.
All right, people, Wednesday, hump day, rocking and rolling right here. Hottest show on the streets, bringing you that Bama football news. Yours truly, Savion Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Once again, people, new show time, 6:30 p.m. Central Time. In my own words, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6:30 p.m. Central Time. Streaming right here, TDA YouTube channel. Definitely check that out. Appreciate you guys. Before we go to the phone lines to grab your calls here, with Texas A&M bringing in Bobby Petrino to be their offensive coordinator, with Petrino coming back to the SEC, Hugh Freeze back in the SEC. SEC better let Jeremy Pruitt back in here. I mean, the SEC better let Pruitt come on back in here. With Petrino and Freeze back in here. Just saying. Continue hitting that like button, folks. Give us that thumbs up. Hit that like button. We're trying to hit this 50 likes out the gate. Continue showing us that love right there. Daily super chat go, $100 right there. All donations appreciated and welcomed here on the show. But we go to the phone lines to grab your calls. Call segment brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang, 205-448-1358. Number to call in, 205-448-1358. We grab this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
What's going on, Steve? Elijah from Jersey. How you feel?
Doing great, my man, and yourself?
I'm hanging in there. I think you hit it on the head, man. Like, only one person in that secondary this year, to me, it showed they're NFL ready, and that's Brian Branch. He stood out. To me, Battle, he didn't play like he did last year. Battle didn't have the same year. Ricks, it's crazy that, to me, and it shocked me just as much as it shocked you, that he even made that decision like that based off of you didn't even have a hot year. Most people, they go to the NFL. Look at somebody like Mitch Trubisky. He had that 1 year at North Carolina. He left because he had a hot year. Like Eli Ricks, you didn't even play until the 6th or 7th game? Like, how is an NFL scout going to scout you from the bench for 6 or 7 games? Then when you finally get in, you got one or two really, really good games. It was a game or two that he wasn't really contested. But, Steve, the body of work was not there at all. I don't even see how he came up with this. To me, that's him going to the NFL draft is equivalent to Malachi Moore going. If Malachi Moore just jumped up and said, you know what, I'm entering the draft, people will look at him like, yo, are you crazy? You didn't even touch the field that much. I mean, this guy, he played in what? Eli Ricks played in 5, 6 games at the most, Steve? Is that correct?
He played in 11, but he made 5 starts. The point being, his big break didn't come into Mississippi State. He had a couple.
Yeah.
He had a couple of good matchups, like you mentioned. He had a couple of good matchups, but it wasn't like Eli was just stacking consistent tape together, back-to-back games together.
Exactly. When you say somebody like Patrick Surtain, those type of guys, they did it all year long on a consistency. That's what the NFL want to see. How consistent are you outstanding? And this guy doesn't have that. He wasn't really a standout. I know he came in with high praise for what he did his freshman year at LSU, but this guy, he doesn't have the tape. Maybe they're telling him what he can do in a combine to make it up, but I'm going to say this, Steve. one other guy, and I remember talking about this to you. Remember Christopher Allen? Christopher
Right.
Allen came out, and I was like, that's the worst move he could have made. He tore it up versus Miami. I mean, tore it up, and then had the foot injury. He should have came back. Christopher Allen should have, and he made that jump, went undrafted. I feel like I'm not going to say Eli Ricks will go undrafted. It's a possibility, depending on what teams are willing to take a chance on him. But it's definitely, Steve, and you got to call it what it is. It's definitely a bad move. I understand people are looking at it from the money aspect, but if you stay another year, you can be a first-round pick. And he left millions on the table with what he did, I feel. He left millions, no question about it. I don't think it's even something that needs to be debated. Brian Branch, he's somebody now that played himself into a first round. He did it on a consistent basis, Steve, all year long. He got burnt a couple times, but that's because Alabama put that man in a lot of positions where he had to make plays. And you're not going to make plays all the time. The best players in football get burnt. But Brian Branch is the only one in that secondary, to me, that's NFL ready. You know, not Jordan Battle. If it's up to me, Jordan Battle will stay another year. But I understand these guys want to go make the money, and they dedicated their whole life to being NFL players. But I think you have to make a smart business decision. And the only one in that secondary, to me, that has made a smart decision is Brian Branch. Eli Ricks definitely should be coming back, man. Thanks for taking my call, Steve.
Absolutely. Elijah from Jersey calling in there with his thoughts. And I'm just going to say this, John. This is just my opinion here. When I look at this, when I look at this in terms of Eli Ricks and this move, these scouts and evaluators are going to ask Eli this question. What happened to you at Alabama the first 5 to 6 games when you were not on the field, when you were not starting, when you were not playing as much? That question is going to come up because that's going to be a flag to them of, okay, where were you? Why were you not on the field? What was the issue? What was the problem? Once again, it's his decision ultimately, and you got to respect it, absolutely, but because of the fact that he came out, he's declared, he's opening himself up for a lot of questions because these NFL scouts are going to be asking him, like, what was the deal here these 5 to 6 or however many games it was that you were not on the field for Alabama prior to you getting your first start here against Mississippi State. But we take this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Hey, this is Wesley. I'm calling down close to Enterprise. If you don't mind, I know we're really talking about the draft and people declaring for the draft and their grades and everything, but I want to speak a little bit on this East-West American bowl game we got coming up this Saturday and some of our participants in it. I'm getting all reports that Keon Keeley, there's nobody that has dominated all the workouts, all the reps. Like they're all comparing him to Will Anderson. There's no other comparison that they're saying that nobody's dominated like him. And then the sleeper would be Yonzay Pierre. If you remember him from Eufaula, they say that he's got an alpha dog the last 2 practices that they've gotten. So that tells you something just in our edge room. And Malik Benson, also, I've heard that nobody could really. Now it may have been the 2 and 3 deep corners guarding him while they were doing some backup practice at the bowl for the bowl practice, but I heard nobody could stay with him. So he's got me really excited. Nobody could guard him. So that's got me really excited for next year. But what would you say about that?
Well, Wesley, this 2023 class has everybody, ready to go on these guys. Keon Keeley, I mean, he is athletically gifted. He's got a crazy wingspan. Want to see that transition, definitely, whether it's as a defensive end or as an outside linebacker. Pierre may need to put about another good 10 to 15 pounds on, but you see the burst, you see the explosiveness, you see the quickness to get back there and affect some stuff from Yancey Pierre. And then Malik Benson's just smooth with it, coming from JUCO. And this is why Coach Saban recruits JUCO guys. He wants them to be either impact starters or impact contributors, and that's what Malik Benson's trying to do.
I also heard that Justice Haynes, anybody that argued that he was number one back in the country, that the scout was saying that he wouldn't argue with anyone that said that he's a thoroughbred and he's ready to go now, which I already knew that. I felt like he was like, I saw Cedric Baxter in the Under Armour game, and let me tell you, that guy's he's smooth. But when it comes to just the mindset and then having everything built in already and ready to go to work mentality, I feel like we really, really got two of the top two backs. And when it comes to the running back class,
I'm excited to look at Justice Haynes and Richard Young myself. I mean, Richard Young, a bit more of that bruiser type of back. Justice Haynes seems like more of the complete package. He can run the football. He can catch the football. He can return kicks. He can do pass protection. Bo Scarborough has actually taken Justice Haynes under his wing and kind of teaching him some things there. So looking forward to watch the growth of both guys in the Alabama program. But appreciate my man Wesley calling in there out of Enterprise. We grab this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Roll Tide, Steve. This is Jay from Florence.
Jay, what's happening, man?
Chilling, man. I'm kind of excited to see where these guys gonna go in the draft, man. If they want to go ahead and bounce, homie.
I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing what Bryce and Will and Gibbs and Branch and Ricks and where they all end up at. But even more so than that, I'm looking forward to seeing what this spring is going to unfold for this 2023 Bama.
Man, what you said, I'm ready to go and turn the page, man. Like I've been saying it, this here for the decade, for the rest of the decade, man. We need to go and turn the page and let the young guns loose. And man, we're going to have like 7 5-star athletes at the outside linebacker position, Steve. Have we really sat and thought about some of the depth we got, like literally coming back, man? I don't care if they're young or not. You said they was good. Let's see if they good.
I mean, I've sat back, Jay. I've thought about it, and then as I was thinking about it, Will Reichard's decision to come back to Bama for a 5th year comes across my phone, and I'm like, good God, Bama got the kicker coming back.
Man, come on, man. All we need is just, we all been complaining about coordinators, so we can't even keep beating that drum. But, I really want to see Alabama go deep in their depth, man. Like, we got 5 stars, 3 deep now, man. And the offensive line they're going to be young, but they should be big and physical, Steve.
They should be.
Elijah Pritchett in there, I think them 2 guys going to be a big factor next year.
I think, Jay, starting this spring, we going to see what Eric Wolford really is as an O-line coach, because the group that's coming in, this is his group. All of these guys, McVay, Proctor, Formby, Ailenine, these are all his guys. So now we're about to see how legit is Eric Wolford, the coach, in coaching these offensive linemen.
Ricks jump in there, and Earl Little Jr. say, I'm ready. See, man, I'm ready to go and turn the page, man. I'm ready to see guys like Christian Story. He's been there for a while, man. I'm ready to see him on the field.
Jay, I'm ready to see these cats, what they're going to do here. Spring practice starts up in March. March can't get here fast enough, but once they get here, we're going to all have our eyes glued into Let's see this future.
Man, Chip Long for offensive coordinator, guys. Roll Tide, I love y'all, man. Man, let's just turn the page, guys. If they want to go ahead and bounce, man. If you think you can get you some money in the NFL, dog, go ahead. But Roll Tide gonna always be here. You feel me?
Absolutely,
right.
Jay. My man Jay from Florence calling in right there. We grabbed this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Roll Tide, roll, Steven. I'm up here in this old cold Iowa, man.
We got my man William up here. William, I'm doing good, man. We got the season, the books here. Alabama got it, ended up there with the Sugar Bowl win, and now you got these freshmen who are about to enroll in here. You got guys declaring for the NFL draft, but a lot of fans excited to see what spring football will be about when March comes in here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm anxious to see all these new guys coming in here. Some of them they're fired up. They want to get on that line and be first in line. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about yesterday was a special day. Do you remember what day that was? What yesterday was?
Yesterday represent the 16-year anniversary of when Coach Saban and Miss Terry touched down in Tuscaloosa at the regional airport. They got off the plane. It was a special day. Crimson Tide fans everywhere had signs. We got Saban. We got Saban. We got him. It was a day where Mal Moore, God rest his soul, Mal Moore said, I set out to get the program back great again, and I got my guy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This 27th head coach is done wonders for us, man. We got 4 Heisman trophy winners out of that, and a great season with a 280 to 69 to 1 career as a college head coach for us. So, yes, sir. Roll Tide.
Absolutely. William from Iowa calling in right there. Yesterday did represent the anniversary of Coach Saban coming to the Crimson Tide. And during his tenure, we're looking at 4 Heisman Trophy winners. We're looking at, 6 national championships. You're looking at 8 SEC championships. You're looking at over 100 players being put in the NFL draft, including, 41 first-round picks. You're looking at several unanimous first-team All-Americans, 25 of those to be exact, including Will Anderson, the only 2-time unanimous first-team All-American in the history of Alabama football. So Nick Saban, a big deal in terms of the program in Tuscaloosa, but he's going after national championship number 8 overall and number 7 in terms of Crimson Tide football. You look at starting up next fall. Guys, shout out Brian Watson with that 9.99 in the super chats. Dropping the love there in the bucket. Appreciate that love there from Brian Watson. We grabbed this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Hey, Steven. How you doing? This is Adam from New Jersey.
Adam, what's going on, brother?
I'm doing good. Happy New Year. Just a quick question for you. As I look forward to next season, one of the things I'm wondering is if you think that Ty Simpson might beat out Milroe for the starting quarterback job. When I looked at the South Carolina game and Milroe's performance against Texas A&M, it just seemed like he was nervous in the pocket, that he, didn't go through his progressions. And I worry that he might not be the answer at quarterback for Alabama next year. So I'm just wondering what your thoughts are on who's going to be the starting quarterback next year and why.
It's going to be a very intriguing offseason here, Adam. I mean, with Milroe, we know the athleticism, the footwork, the speed he possesses as a runner. He's going to have to get the accuracy, the ball placement, the timing down, passing-wise, and he knows that. And I feel like what Alabama's move is, in terms of offensive coordinator, especially if you move off of Bill O'Brien, you bring in a different OC. For Milroe, you're going to possibly have to bring in a quarterback's coach too to really help out with his development and his growth. So you have to look at that. If you move off of O'Brien, you get you a real deal, creative, innovative offensive mind to coach the offense. You more so are going to have to bring in a quarterback coach to work with Milroe, as opposed to Ty Simpson. Maybe just an OC is all that you need when you look at his ability to layer passes in there. He's got the arm talent, the strength, the accuracy, the ability. He works with Quarterback Country. Quarterback Country has helped A.J. McCarron, Jacob Coker, and Mac Jones. And we have seen what all three of those guys have done at Alabama, and quite frankly, what Mac Jones did in the NFL last year. Hopefully the Patriots get more help to him. But in terms of just the quarterback for Alabama, I could see it being Ty Simpson because of the fact that during the bowl prep, Will Anderson said Ty Simpson likes to talk a little smack. He likes to talk some junk. He's a fiery guy. This comes from Will Anderson. We saw the last fiery guy, Mac Jones, win you a national championship. So that would bode well in Ty Simpson's hat, being a fiery guy. Not going to write off Jalen Milroe because we've seen guys that have worked on their passing, worked on their game, become a big-time improvement there. But it'll be fun to see how much work does Milroe put in.
Yeah, that's a great answer. Thanks so much, Stephen. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Adam from New Jersey calling into the show. I'm not going to write Milroe off because he could have an off season where he put in that work and he could be the guy. But once again, if it is Milroe and you move off of O'Brien, you would have to have a home run OC and possibly a quarterback's coach too. Versus Ty Simpson, would you need the quarterback coach if you get the home run OC? All of these dominoes have to fall into effect here. But we grabbed this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Roll Tide, Steve. I'm calling from Florida, man. It's JJ.
JJ, what's happening, brother? Happy New Year to you.
Man, Happy New Year. Man, where do we start? First of all, we need Simpson as the quarterback because Milroe still needs some development. I think he can't read the defense quick enough. So he reminds me of Jalen Hurts. Like he think of run before he want to pass. Like right when the defense seemed to collapse just a little bit, he want to get out of there instead of standing in that pocket. Second of all, I'm excited about the 2023 class. I want to see Malik Benson out there. I want to see what he gonna do. And Eli Ricks, he shouldn't have left. He needs some more development. He needs to work on his press coverage. And that one game he had, it was all right, but he needs to show us some more. And that's about it, Steve.
Appreciate JJ there calling into the show there out of Florida. I'm excited to look at these 2023 kids, absolutely. Eli Ricks, once again, I feel like he's left a lot of money on the table by declaring, but that's his decision. That's his move. That's his choice. Earl Little Jr. said, my time is now. Terrion Arnold, could he lock up that other cornerback spot? I mean, this spring, you got position battles all across the board, and I am here for that. We grabbed this phone call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Roll Tide, Stephen. This is Tide Man checking in from Jackson, Mississippi. Happy New Year to you. And Happy New Year to all the Bama Nation, all the callers out there. How you doing, brother?
Doing great, Todd, man. Bama ended 2022, victory in the Sugar Bowl, and now we can turn the page to spring of 2023 and see all of the matchups in the competition unfold.
Yes, sir. And I tell you what, anybody that watched those three games on New Year's Eve and couldn't clearly see that Alabama was easily one of the four best teams in the nation. They don't know football, you know. And Georgia, good luck to them. Boy, I tell you what, their fans, man, they woofing and barking and talking. And Ohio State got robbed in that game and gave the game away. But anyway, let Georgia have their day in the sun, you know. But it's sad. It says something about them when I'm actually, as a Bama fan, pulling for Ohio State. You know, it takes a lot for me to pull for a school like Ohio State. These Georgia fans had me pulling for Ohio State. I promise you, I'll be pulling for TCU too. But anyway, man, we got this recruiting class coming in. What is it, Stephen M? Did we have 9? Is it right? 9 5-stars? Is that what I heard last?
According to our director of scouting and recruiting, Justin Smith at TDA, 10 5-stars out of 27 players, 10 5-stars.
That's beyond unprecedented. You know, so all these people that are trying to crown Georgia the new dynasty and bury Bama, look what Saban goes out and does. As far as these guys like Eli Ricks and these other people going to listen, we are in a new era with the transfer portal, NIL. We are in a new era, and I don't begrudge any player. I want to make that clear. I don't begrudge any player who makes a decision based upon what's best for him financially. We don't know these kids' situation, what their family situation is, what the economic situation is. So I don't judge them or look down on them or say that they don't have heart or they're not committed. That I don't know enough about these young men to pass judgment on them. Good luck to them. I wish them well. But I will say this. I watched a program last night, a documentary called The Identity Theft of Mitch Mustaine. Have you ever watched that, Stephen M.?
I have not watched that, but I remember Mitch Mustaine.
Give it a shot. You can find it on Amazon, The Identity Theft of Mitch Mustaine. Long story short, the guy was, 5-star, highly touted recruit coming out of Arkansas. Houston Nutt was coaching at Arkansas. Gus Malzahn was this kid's high school coach. Arkansas hires Gus Malzahn. Everybody did everything in Arkansas in the football program. They made every decision based upon getting Mitch Mustaine to come to Arkansas. He came to Arkansas, won 8 games in a row, but there was so much division and conflict between Houston Nutt's way of doing things, Gus Malzahn's way of doing all this. Long story short, most of these programs out there, their goal is they put the athlete and the player and the recruit above the program. See, at Bama, we don't do that. At Alabama, it's Alabama first and foremost. And guys like Bo Scarborough, man, that Bo Scarborough, to me, he's one of my, one of my top 5 Alabama players of all time. I mean, even going back to the 70s and 80s, because Bo Scarborough represents what it means to play for Alabama, what an Alabama football player, who understands how important it is to play for that university, what that tradition means, to be a part of, to hang in there, to fight, to bide your time, to just buy all in 100%. Even when he leaves, the dude is still bought in. The dude is still bought in to helping Alabama be successful. Guys like, Javier Arenas, Julio Jones, Mark Ingram, Drake or Patrick, these guys, it's great to see guys in NFL, Bama players, criticizing, getting online and criticizing, tweeting, saying, man, what I'm seeing now, this ain't Bama. Y'all need to do something. God, I love it. I love seeing that. Because at Bama, the standard is Alabama. You come to Alabama because you want to play for Alabama. If you're just looking at Alabama as a stepping stone, okay, people are going to come through Alabama and they're going to be gone one day, here one day and gone the next. And that's okay. And there's nothing wrong with that. But Alabama's going to win, and we're going to continue to win. We'll win a national championship next year and maybe the year after that and maybe another Heisman Trophy, because Alabama has a standard and Nick Saban has a standard. And the real players that understand that are going to buy in, and they're going to be there for 2, 3, 4 years, like Will Reichard. Man, what does Will Reichard go get that money right now? He's coming back for his 5th year because he grew up in Hoover. He's an Alabama guy. He understands. So, we're going to be fine. We are going to be fine. We're going to see some 4- and 5-star guys, leave, transfer, declare early for the NFL draft. Don't waste any time worrying about it. Wish him well. Say a prayer for him. Go get your money. Go do it. Good luck to you. But Bama is going to be Bama. We're going to keep doing it the Bama way, and we're going to keep rolling on to another national championship or 2 and a couple more Heisman trophies as well. That's what I'm here to say, Stephen M. And I'll hang up. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's where I'm at today. Roll Tide. Y'all have a happy New Year. God bless you, brother.
Appreciate Todd, man, checking in there out of Jackson, Mississippi. All of you guys calling in so far to the show. We're going to take this call. You're live on the show. What's going on? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Hey, this is Adam the Tire Man in Talladega. And I just wanted to share a little insight about my opinion. Nick Saban is a process-oriented individual. And so that being said, look at the last 4 or 5 hires for offensive coordinator. They've been on staff as analysts. Our next offensive coordinator will be Derek Dooley. What do you think about that, Mr. Stephen?
That would be interesting if that happens. That would be really interesting if that happens. I mean, Dooley is on staff as an analyst. I don't see Saban pulling that. He could. At the same time, I would love to see Saban go after a Garrett Riley at TCU, depending on what happens in the national championship game. Would love to see Saban go after Joe Brady. I know it's a long shot trying to get him from the Bills and Josh Allen, but Brady is only a quarterback's coach. If you could get him as an offensive coordinator, more money in your pocket there.
We're ignoring the fact that Nick Saban is a process-oriented man.
He is a process-oriented guy, true.
When has he ever hired anyone that did not, as an offensive coordinator, did not come on as an analyst the year before?
Let's see here. Did not come on as okay. The only guy that did not come on as an analyst as the year before, Lane Kiffin didn't come on as an analyst the year before.
I believe he did.
Oh, he was hired in 2014. He was not an analyst in 2013.
Okay. Well, that may be the only exception, but since then, it's all been analysts that are in-house. And think about it. He's been working with the quarterback that's going to of the future. If there is one that's on the roster right now, he's been working with them. And so it won't be a big step. They're already used to his voice. They're already used to his style, and he's a very smart individual. He coached Tennessee and was successful. And as far as one more thing, our next quarterback may not even be – he's there, but he's a dark horse. He may not even be who we think it is. It could be Caleb Downs or Brayson Hubbard. Have you seen Brayson Hubbard? He won Mr. Football. He's been a quarterback 3 years, won state championships in 2 of them. I mean, I think Mr. Football 2 years in a row. He's a quarterback, and also Caleb Downs is a quarterback. But I'll let you get on with the show, and I just wanted to put that in, and I love your show. And keep up the good work.
Appreciate Adam calling in there from Talladega. I know Caleb Downs and Brayson Hubbard both played some quarterback in high school, but Coach Saban has recruited both of those two to be defensive backs. Brayson Hubbard recruited to be a defensive back, and Caleb Downs recruited to be a defensive back. Getting back to Derek Dooley, he's been cutting up tape. He cuts up tape. He puts together schemes. He helps put together strategies for games. So not saying that Dooley couldn't do it, but I think Saban knows where the game is headed now. More so offense, more so schemes, more so matchups, more so stretching defenses out thin. You got to get a creative, innovative offensive mind that can keep that going. That's why I'm saying a Garrett Riley, a Joe Brady would be my top 2 guys. There are others, but those 2 would be my top 2 guys there. We're going to grab this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Hi, I'm Lewis from Jacksonville, Florida. How you doing, Steven?
Doing great, Lewis, and yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm here what the guy said. We need Caleb Downs for safety. He's probably going to start. He's probably going to be a day 1 starter. That Caleb Downs, and people better not sleep on that Eli Holstein, man. That's a good quarterback. They were saying he was just as good as the Manning kid, Arch Manning. Mm-hmm.
I like Holstein.
Yeah,
I like Holstein. Saw him a lot there in bowl prep. I mean, for him, how quickly can he pick up things? Like, how fast can he pick up the system? So it's going to be interesting to see how quickly can Holstein pick it up. The good thing is he enrolled early, so he's going to get a full gist of what the playbook is, what the systems is, what the numbers are. So how quickly can he pick it up? Caleb Downs, the fact that he stepped on the field with Ha-Ha Clinton Dix at the Sugar Bowl and picking up things from Clinton Dix, Downs could play himself into possibly being a starting safety.
Day 1 starter, Caleb Downs, Desmond Ricks, Desert Ricks, I don't know. Desert Ricks gonna be pretty good. He could go over there with Kool-Aid on the other side. I mean, you got some young talent, and I feel like with that offensive line coach, he got some studs now. He got some big boys, Caden Proctor and the other guy from St. Louis, McVay. They got some big studs now. I think Bama's going to be able to run that ball, and then they run the ball. They're going to be able to set up play action and everything. So their offense won't be one-dimensional no more. Because most of the season, Bryce had to make things happen. Receivers wasn't getting open, and they had to come back on routes. And then we got the fact that we got that receiver, Malik Benson. He's going to be able to stretch the field. That's what we were definitely missing this year. We didn't have that type of receiver on the roster this year. Mm-hmm.
Alabama's got this 2023 class, fully talented, fully motivated, fully hungry. Offensive line, I mean, McVay, Formby, Proctor, Ailenine, you got dudes. You got dudes. So now we're going to get a chance to see from the offensive line coach Eric Wolford and other guys on staff, how good are you really? Because these kids are coming in here hungry, ready to compete, ready to start, ready to chase championships. Can you put these young men in spots where they can dominate? Appreciate Lewis right there calling in. Shouts out to Eric Beasley with that $10 donation in the Super Chat. Showing love right there. Thanks to Eric Beasley, that daily Super Chat Go. People, $100 daily Super Chat Go. All donations welcome there. And appreciate it. Thanks to all the calls coming in here. 205-448-1358. That's the number right there. Let your voice be made known. 205-448-1358. We're going to go to this cool call topic here, John. And how about Jordan Battle and Henry To'o? Both seniors have penned in their heartfelt letters to Bama Nation as they are moving on to the NFL draft. Jordan Battle, who came in the 2019 class as a 4-star from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, has been one of the most consistent players in the secondary. Now this year, not his best year. 71 tackles, only 1 interception, but prior to this year, one of the more consistent players in the defensive secondary. If you look at Henry To'o has penned in his heartfelt message to declare for the draft and wish both of these two the absolute best as they go to try to have outstanding pro careers there at the next level. Both guys helping the Crimson Tide to a Sugar Bowl victory this season. In terms of Jordan Battle, helped Alabama to 2 SEC championships, 2020 and 2021, and a national championship in 2020. But we take our next break here on the show. Don't touch that dial. When we get back, the Crimson Tide secondary got a major boost with somebody choosing to come back for their senior year to be a leader and to bring some versatility to that Alabama secondary. Who could I be referring to? We'll talk about it after this.
Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month, or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide. Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
This is Chris Rogers, 2009 national champion. You are listening to the baddest, when I say the baddest, sports show in the state of Alabama. In my own words, yours truly, Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Don't touch that dial.
All right, people, we're back into the action from the break on the hottest show on the streets, Wednesday Hump Day. In my own words, yours truly, Savion Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Be reminded, folks, brand new showtime for In My Own Words, 6:30 Central now. 6:30 p.m. Central Time, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You can catch Hottest show on the streets here, in my own words, 6:30 Central, 6:30 p.m. Central Time right here on the TDA YouTube channel. Continue hitting that like button. Give us that thumbs up. Run those likes up right there. Trying to hit this thing 50 likes plus. Continue hitting the like button. Also, continue donating. That daily Super Chat Go, $100 daily Super Chat Go. All donations welcome and appreciated there. But John, beginning now, continuing the Alabama defensive secondary conversation, Bama secondary got a boost here with the young man choosing to return for his senior year to provide leadership and also provide leadership to put himself in an opportunity to be a first-round pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, but also give Nick Saban some flexibility in terms of the secondary. And that young man is none other than Mr. Malachi Moore out of Trussville, Alabama. He went to Trussville High School, came in that 2020 class, 4-star. And for Malachi, this is big. Big for Malachi. And I remember as I was leaving New Orleans after the Sugar Bowl on New Year's Eve, I was talking with Malachi's family, and his mom and his dad both told me, yeah, Kai's coming back. He's coming back, and he's coming back to play free safety. Kai is coming back. And I'm excited for Malachi for this reason right here. We all remember what he did as a freshman in 2020. I mean, he exploded as a freshman at that nickel star position. 44 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 6 pass breakups, 3 interceptions, and a fumble return for a touchdown against Tennessee. This was a young man who got freshman All-SEC honors, freshman All-American honors, second team All-SEC honors as well. A guy that helped Alabama undefeated, perfect national championship season in 2020, and the sky was absolutely the limit for him. Everybody was talking big about him, and for obvious reasons, for good reasons. What happened, though? 2 injuries took place to him at the wrong time. The back half of his freshman year dealt with back spasms, and then his sophomore year, had shin splints. And so this season right here, because of the growth of Brian Branch, you really didn't see much of Malachi on defense. You saw him more so on special teams. But fortunately for Malachi, he did have a good Sugar Bowl where he was able to get to Will Howard on a blitz, pressured him, sacking quarterback there for Kansas State. So even though the injuries kept him from really being on the field as much as he would have liked to and kind of being rushed back before he was necessarily ready to be back, having him return for his senior year, fully healthy, all knowledge of the defense, has the experience, can bring that veteran leadership, and most importantly, kind of giving Saban that versatility, all big things here for Malachi. Because for Coach Saban, he's going to have a guy he can trust on the field with Moore. He can trust Moore out there. Whether Malachi's playing safety, whether Malachi's playing star as a starter, he can trust Malachi on the field. When you look at all of the young talent around him, with the Caleb Downs, with the Tony Mitchell, with a Perrion Arnold, with a Earl Little Jr., with the Devontae Smith, with all of this young talent around Malachi, more kind of the old head in the room, with Battle gone, Helms gone, Branch declaring, and now Eli Ricks out, Malachi can be the voice. This is Malachi's time. Be the face of that secondary, be the voice of that secondary, be the guy to set everything in motion. And he's been waiting on this opportunity right here. Malachi can be a guy that can be on that leadership council. He can be one of those team captains, one of those guys Saban can go to. Hey, how do you feel? What do you see? What do we need to put together? What do we need to implement? He can go to Malachi Moore for these different things here. So this is big here for Coach Saban. You get a guy that never been in any trouble, never been in any mischief, any crazy stuff. A guy head on straight, knows the process, knows the standard, knows the mentality. As an Alabama native himself, Malachi Moore, this is big here for Coach Saban. And For Kai, this is his shot here to put himself to be in that top 10 draft pick range for 2024, that first round draft pick range here. And just, for me, with him back, here would be my projected Bama secondary for spring football. Now, I'm not saying this will be how it will all stack up next season. It's just a projection because any and everything can happen. We all know this. Just right now, as we go into spring ball in March, this would be my projected view of Alabama's defensive secondary. So here we go here. Cornerback number 1 would be Kool-Aid McKinstry. Self-explanatory. Got experience at that spot. Stepped up this past season. Had 12 pass breakups to lead the team. So Kool-Aid would be cornerback number 1. Cornerback number 2 could either be Terrion Arnold or Earl Little Jr. I would give it to Earl Little for now because I think he's got tremendous feet. He's got quick feet. He's got quick footwork. He's got good ball judgment. He's got really good eyes. The man's got wingspan. He's got length. He's got athleticism. Here's the big thing. He's got NFL genes. It's just something to when you've got the genes to play, not just at the collegiate level, but the NFL level. Earl Little's dad played in the league. Patrick Surtain II, Little's coach at American Heritage High School, played pro ball. So here is Earl Little. To me, I would give him the edge there slightly at the other corner spot. Yes, Terrion Arnold has played corner throughout the season this year, but I feel like Arnold is more of a safety than a corner. We'll see what happens, but I would slightly give that edge there to Earl Little as the second corner. At the star position, here is where I would go safety. Here's where I would go freshman Caleb Downs. I would have him at that star position. Now, he could play safety. Very well could play safety. We'll see. But I would have him right now at that star position. Why? Because a lot of people are already starting those comparisons to Minkah Fitzpatrick where Caleb Downs is concerned. I'm not going to make that comparison. Not whatsoever. I'm not going to make that. But when Minkah came in 2015, he started at star. So here comes Caleb Downs. Caleb Downs could be a starter at star. We'll see how that goes here. At the money position, I was looking at either Devontae Smith or Traquan Fagans because of his length. Give me Devontae Smith at the money position for right now as a projection here for spring ball. Free safety, come on down, Malachi Moore. Hey, Kai's time to play at that free safety spot. Track the ball, lower third of the field, break on the ball, read your keys, read your eyes. Free safety, Malachi Moore with that experience right there. Strong safety, I would go Terrion Arnold at that position due to the fact that, once again, I see him more as a safety than a corner. He could play corner, and if you choose to put Terrion at corner, then you could have Caleb Downs at that strong safety position, and you could have Earl Little Jr. at star. No matter how Saban chooses to play this, having a Malachi Moore back gives you a ton of flexibility on the back end, and you can get all of your best athletes, all of your best players on the field. Because in the last couple of seasons here with this defensive secondary, I just feel like Alabama has not been able to get its best, all of its best athletes on the field. With this 2023 class in here, with the guys you signed, like Earl Little, from the 2022 class, you bring back a Malachi Moore who has experience, who has leadership, who has the tools on the field athletic-wise, physicality-wise. Now you got the flexibility. If I want all my dogs on the field, I can get all of my guys on the field. So Malachi coming back, big boost right there in terms of the defensive secondary for the Crimson Tide. Looking forward to seeing how does he look here in spring ball at whatever position he's at. Whether he's starting at nickel, whether he's starting as a free safety, want to see Malachi and how he looks out here on the field. But we take another break right here, folks, from the show. Don't touch that dial. When we get back, we return to you, the Bama Nation. We're getting your phone calls, your thoughts, your opinions. Line us up with them. right after this.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Marvin Constant, All-SEC linebacker and 1999 SEC champion. You are listening to In My Own Words, brought to you by Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Roll Tide.
Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month, or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide. Every sports fan deserves the proper representation. Whitwell Sports introduces to you the Title Towel. Wave that Title Towel in the air like you just don't care in support of Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Only $9.99 and it lasts a lifetime. Head on over to whitwellsports.com and get your Title Towel today.
All right, people, we're back into the action from the break. Hottest show on the streets. Talking Bama football news in my own words, yours truly, Savion Smith of TDA. Continue in that like button. Give us that thumbs up. Like the show right there. Also, daily super chat go, $100. Daily super chat go, $100. All donations welcome and appreciated right there. Robert Hill with that $2 donation, showing love there to us right here on the channel. Appreciate that love from Mr. Hill right there. And before the phone lines to grab your calls. Call segment brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang. John, there are starting to become some smoke, some chatter, speculation about Alabama defensive coordinator Pete Golding. Two teams, two programs have been thrown into the rumor mill that they are interested in Golding. The two teams, Ole Miss and Texas. It's ironic because Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin, who worked once with Nick Saban. Texas, Steve Sarkisian, who once worked with, guess who? Nick Saban. Is this Coach Saban's way of telling his two former assistants, hey guys, if you want a DC, I got one. Take him off my hands. Could be. There's some smoke here with Pete Golding in terms of Ole Miss or Texas. We'll keep an eye on that. I know Golding mentioned at the Sugar Bowl, he's still under contract, wants to continue with Alabama. We get that. But the news out, but the speculation, the smoke going on right now, Texas, Ole Miss, both interested in one Pete Golding. So we will see how this all kind of shakes out here and what the move becomes going forward. Gotta shout out Justin Brooks with that $4.99 in the super chats. Appreciate Justin Brooks. Give us that love right there on the show. As you guys are getting your thoughts in, 205-448-1358. Number to call in, 205-448-1358. We got a quick topic right here. This goes to Dylan Larnigan, a four-star quarterback from the state of Georgia, who in this 2023 class will enroll early for spring practice. So that gives you Jalen Milroe, Ty Simpson, Eli Holstein, and Dylan Larnigan competing here for this quarterback job in spring ball. And Larnigan, our own Justin Smith, spent a lot of time scouting him, looking at him, evaluating him, breaking down the analysis on him. And Larnigan has mobility, can move, can run, got a strong arm, accurate with the football. Love his placement on passes with the football. How quickly can he pick up the system, grow in the system, dissect the system, get things down. So Dylan Larnigan to enroll early for spring ball. Bama's got four quarterbacks competing here for the starting job. Which one will take it? Which one will snatch it? Which one will run with it? That's what makes competition so entertaining. Gotta have that shout out there for my man D Pickett, that 199 in the super chats, dropping that in the bucket there. Appreciating that coming from my man D Pickett. But take our final break here on the show. Don't touch that down. When we get back, we wrap things up with the other big boost that Alabama got in terms of a player turning down the NFL draft to come back for another year. We wrap things up with that player after this.
Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month, or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide. Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
Look at all these great players in Touchdown Alabama magazine. Man, wait till I turn up this year. I'm gonna be on the front cover. But what if Will goes off? Or Joe, DeMarco, Chris, Tim, Christian.
Don't wait. Order now at touchdownalabama.com or call 833-483-2624 today.
Christian.
All right, folks, we're back into the action from the break. Hottest show on the streets. Talking Bama football news in my own words. Yours truly, Savion Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Folks, new show time for In My Own Words, 6:30 p.m. Central. 6:30 p.m. Central Time, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. In My Own Words, streaming right here. TDA YouTube channels. You can catch all the action, 6:30 p.m. Central Time. But now, we get into final topic of conversation here, John. Another name giving Alabama a huge boost with its decision to forego the NFL draft and come back for a senior year at Alabama, or a fifth year at Alabama, and that being one kicker, Will Reichard, who shocked everybody. I mean, Reichard shocked everybody because he accepted his invitation to the Reese's Senior Bowl, right? And then he goes down to Sugar Bowl prep, and he tells all the reporters, yeah, I'm going to declare for the NFL draft. So we're all thinking that Reichard's going to go pro, which we were happy for him. I mean, Reichard go pro, we're great at Alabama, consistent kicker, one of the best legs in the Nick Saban era, so all-time leader for career points. But we all had the feeling that Reichard was going to go. And then, on Tuesday, he decides to say, you know what? Rewind. Let's run that thing back. You know, I'm coming back to Alabama. I'm not going to go pro. I'm not going to go to the Senior Bowl. I'm not going to declare for the NFL draft. I'm coming back because I want one more year in Tuscaloosa. I want one more shot at a national championship. Will Reichard is coming back to the University of Alabama, and this is awesome because I just remember 2020, he was perfect on field goals, 14 of 14. He was perfect on extra points, made all 84. And his performance went massively overlooked because of how great the offense was that year. And ever since then, just been the model form of consistency. This past season, made over 80% of his kicks, made all 59 of his extra points. And Reichard was money this year. In so many spots, he was money. And for Coach Saban, special teams is going to be a strength next season because Reichard's back and James Burnip is back. So your kicking game, you're not going to have a problem with that. There's going to be no problem in the kicking game. I mean, for years prior to Reichard, Alabama fans, you had to deal with the drinking, the cussing, the swearing, the chanting of trying to make a field goal. You had to go through all the difficulty. Just make a field goal. You had to go through all of the rituals just to have a ball go through the goalpost. There are no rituals needed for Will Reichard. It's just sit down and watch the beauty of a kick go through. That's what Will Reichard does. He takes all the stress off you. It's just the beauty of watching a football go through the goalpost. And there was a feeling that he would have made. There was a feeling that he might make this decision to come back, just due to Jack Martin, the backup kicker, decided to put his name in the transfer portal and go to Houston. And then you have young guys like Connor Talty, who 3-star, who's coming into this class that needs to be developed. So Reichard kind of had a feeling, if I come back, have a shot to win a national championship, I could put myself to be a first-round kicker. We have never seen a first-round kicker before, so maybe Reichard could be that. Maybe have another perfect season. But then, it gives Bama a chance to really develop Connor Talty, having Will Reichard back. So special teams is going to be a strength. Big ups to Reichard. If he would have declared for the draft, we all would have been happy for him anyway. But the fact that he chose to come back, big. And maybe this is a situation. If Jalen Milroe becomes the starting quarterback and Alabama has drives that stall out next season, having Reichard back, that field goal becomes money in the bag. Think about that also. So, big ups to Reichard making that decision to come back for a fifth year for the Crimson Tide. But as always, folks, you want the best in news, notes, information, and coverage, entertainment, your favorite program, that being the Alabama Crimson Tide. You can get this by accessing the Touchdown Alabama Magazine app. You download the app from the iPhone App Store if you're rocking Team Apple, Google Play Store if you got the Android phone. For your audio needs, check us out, iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn Radio, Overcast.fm, iHeartRadio. We got you covered right there. The good and gracious Lord sees fit. I'll try to be back on Friday, continuing the conversation of this Tide football. Remember, Bama fans, you can purchase individual copies of Touchdown Alabama magazine. Have those sent to your door. That link found in the description. If you're trying to get the fresh edition, print edition of TDA the magazine, here's what you do. You go to touchdownalabama.com. You click join. Become a member or a subscriber today. That link found in the description. Gotta shout out you guys, the incredible fans of Bama football. All the love, the calls, the donations, super chats, liking the show, making this your network, platform, channel, and space to talk Tide football. Gotta shout out my man John Ivory in the production studio. Happy New Year, John. Handling his thing there from behind the ones and twos there. Till next time, folks, husbands, love your wives. Wives appreciate, value those husbands, children. You guys continue doing the right thing, fun thing, smart thing, good thing, legitimate thing to not be bored as school returns tomorrow. Second half of that school semester. Get you that 3 hearty meals a day, those 3 great laughs a day. You protect yourself. You protect the loved ones around you. Till next time, folks, I'm your man, Savion Smith, and you've been listening to In My Own Words.